Oh. Oh. Oh, I made it. I made it.
I left you that coat if you want it for over your knees.
Oh, this is the coat for me?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus, that's very nice. We'll be able to do that.
Now,
what's in that big bag up there? More fluffies?
and cleaning cloths.
Ooh.
Cleaning cloths.
Well, in the bottom one. The second one.
Plastic. There's some vests. Service dog vests, I think.
Oh.
And then these are fly boots for the donkeys.
I tell you what I'm looking for. I want to cover that the doors, those big doors.
All right. Okay. So you'll need big ones.
I get big one would be nice. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get a piece of tarp or something. What's this stuff?
They're dog beds, so they're nowhere near big enough.
No, but you know, I could use them as coverage for sizzle.
They're kind of rough.
Huh?
They're kind of rough.
Yeah.
You know, it's these big barger beds. There's no, I mean, they're just that thin.
Yeah.
Rich on them.
Wait, we have 7 million floppies. Where are they?
You've got them all.
I do not.
I don't have them.
Huh?
I don't have them. I don't use fluffies.
Well, somebody has them.
I think we've been missing fluffies for quite some time. Remember you couldn't find them?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, Cloud. 6 and Larky and me.
What?
I'm saying to Cloud for her document.
Oh.
And if she sends that document via text, I'm happy to fill it in. If I've got it. Right, let's go quick. Carlene needs fluffies. Yes. You took fluffies the other day, apparently.
I did. I just went through them. None of them are big enough.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
I can start hanging them up, overlapping, but
Okay.
oh, an 8x10 fluffy would be wonderful.
Okay. So it's cold.
Huh?
It's cold.
It's cold?
Cold.
Cold.
Officially cold.
Officially cold, yes.
And it's a lot.
Yes. The frozen water is going to be a problem.
Nope. We're all fine at the moment.
Why are we fine? Do we know why we're fine?
The water's switched off and drained. So I've drained the pipes and
That's fine.
turned it off. Yeah. And if not, we're on the frost free in Tanner's barn because it works.
That's enough of that.
That's out. Yeah. So we're not worried about that. So we're fine at the moment.
Tanner's barn should be fine all the way because that comes from the house to Tanner's barn underground 5 feet.
And it also was. I don't think I've ever known it freeze up.
No,
But it hasn't. So it did us all of last year and the previous year. So when in doubt, that's where we're going for our water. But I think we'll be fine.
Did we get the horses to go there? So you don't have to carry?
Yeah, we could if we needed to.
Yeah. Set up tubs for them to drink out of.
Well, do you know, last year we just filled from that hydrant into the front of the arena. You know, the Tanner's barn end of it, and it was actually so quick. 2 5-gallon buckets, dump them, and we were done in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it kept, because you have to, because it's so cold, you'd have to do it morning and night, and sometimes in the middle of the day anyway. So it was 10 minutes, literally.
Oh, it's better you than me.
Well,
I cannot. The thing that scares me is I can't do it.
Yes, but
I just plain can't.
Yes, but you're fine. And if you want a horse bucket of water, we know where to get it. And the other thing is, it actually worked really well last year.
Well, good. Have at it because it scares me that I can't just run the place. You know. I mean, you hit a tree or something, it's a tree. We're in big trouble.
I wasn't intending to, and I'm very careful.
He's a good driver. I have to say that. I'm not looking for anybody to hit trees, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
The other day, Janine said her back was bothering her. I said, don't even talk about it.
No, so we're all settled, and everybody's in and fed, and they get hay and done.
And you're talking to the animals. I'm talking people.
Oh.
These houses, they're too big. We shouldn't have to heat them all. How are we gonna survive if anything breaks? I don't know. See, there you go.
Yeah.
That's my question. I can't light a fire because I don't have the stove.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just totally dependent on society to keep me warm, and it scares the hell out of me.
Yes. Yeah.
It scares me.
No, Joe, we've still got that hose. Thank you very much. That's the one that we used out at Tanner's.
Oh.
He sent us a hose last year that was long enough to run, so it's perfect. Thank you.
We had 300 feet of hose.
Yes. Now, so here we are. We've got, where are we going tomorrow? April. April. We're going to April tomorrow. That place we were 2 weeks ago.
April.
Yeah. Remember the one where you said, I always go in the back entrance, and I said, I've only ever been in the front.
North Street.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. That's a busy place.
That's where we're going tomorrow.
That'll be fine.
But they're making nasty noises about snowstorms.
What?
Snow. Did you see the snow on the ground that's starting coming down?
Coming down again?
Yes.
Didn't we have plenty? They don't need any more right now.
No, we don't.
So, snow tomorrow?
No, I don't see the snow. It's supposed to be very windy and then cold.
Windy and cold. Oh, great.
Yeah, even better.
Okay.
So
who we think? We just taking dogs.
Yeah. Yes.
One dog, 2 dogs.
Let's see how they all feel in the morning.
We don't have Martha.
No, we don't. And Janine obviously took Wanda.
Yes.
We think. No, we know.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking if I go to Home Depot, even if I had a tarp,
right.
What I've got to cover is pretty much 8 by 8. So a 10 by 10 tarp would be wonderful.
Right. Okay. Well, you can put there tomorrow.
Yeah. This is 6 tarps layered on is not bad. I've got to cut the breeze down. Michelle said that she's closed a couple things in the cabin that have made the cabin just toasty.
Oh, what did she do?
She covered windows and she filled the hole in the ceiling, which was
well, that helps, doesn't it?
Right, but she has all her doors and things are all covered.
Right. Like curtains or something.
Yeah. Drapes.
Right. Okay.
I don't have any drapes. I don't have any fluffies to cover them. And Sizzle is lying right up against that door.
Right. Yes, that's no use. Did you put the blinds down in the window? In that door? Remember, there should maybe. I don't think it will do much, but at least it would be something in the interim.
It's sealed. It would do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a breeze coming through.
Right. Okay. So yes, it was the 2 quarantine horses that went home yesterday, and so first things first, Marilyn sent me a very helpful email, and her email said that Magnus has been scratching at his ear, and his ear is sitting back, and that is because Magnus has a sticky burr in his ear, and I am still trying to get the sticky burr out because he's not happy with me. So if you see me chasing Angus around and putting him in a corner, it's me. I got half the sticky burr out and the other half still, it's just at the entrance to his ear. But he's obviously spending quite a long time trying to scratch it. He's not quite as bad now, But I think it's more that he's got a little bit of hair caught, so it'll come out. Little stinker. The introduction between the two sets of mini horses went extremely badly, just in so much so that, as we all know, Flower is a bit of a spicy raisin, and she and the aged chestnut, who is called Peanut, stood back to back and just had a kicking session. So I removed the Peanut was actually protecting Sterling, who's the wee small one. So I just put them in a stall overnight, and then today I put them in the right-hand paddock, and the rest of the herd were in the left-hand paddock until I came back here after doing chores on Meredith. And who has managed to get herself into the mini paddock but Delight? Delight must have wriggled underneath the gate. That's why that horse is filthy coloured. So Delight and I herded them back up and brought them back. So everybody's situated, they've all got water, free-flowing water, they've all got hay, and they've all been fed. So they're done for the night.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Oh, gee. Oh. I have to go home now.
You want to go now?
I left a package on one of the tables, right? And the dogs are there. It's banana cream pie.
So we need to move it.
No, I'll just go home.
Are you sure?
Have you got anything critical I should know about?
Nothing that I can't answer. Right.
Those dogs will get that. I know it.
Okay, here.
Ah.
Right, will you manage out here? Excuse me a second.
Did I have a...
Oh, here's Gwen.
Oh. Oh, I forgot Gwen was here.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready to go back.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to get the car drive?
Okay. Let's put it back way.
Shut the door. Get the door.
I got the door.
Yeah,
You okay?
you don't have a right here.
Yeah. Okay. Now, there was no mail, just in case anybody was wondering. Now, let me see. I know what this is. This is from Lisa and Paul, and these are actually Ziggy's favourites. It's the tea plates, and he loves them, so thank you so very much. 2 packets of those, that will keep him going. And then there's also the medalist pellets, and they came through, and I'm about to bring them down in the car. Next time I can get them in the car. So I will bring that down. So thank you so very much. That's much appreciated by all the animals, especially Ziggy. Now, yes, you know, we've been trying to gather pictures, and actually, Michelle is a phenomenal photographer. So yes, that's a very good idea to start collecting pictures, and we shall do so. And then we can look at a calendar for 2027. The door must be whatever she said she needed in a fluffy. There you go. Let's see. No, those are not letters. Those are empty envelopes. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, she's way off for her banana cream pie. To be sorted. No, I don't think Janine's scheduled to come back until the following week. She's definitely not back this weekend. She's still got some things to do down there to get it ready for animals going down. It does actually take quite a while to get the paddocks back in good condition, because when they haven't been used for a while, you know, tree branches come down and you have to go around and check that there's no large stones that have miraculously appeared from the ground, because I know that sounds silly, but we check the paddocks on Meredith because sporadically, when with the animals all being on the paddocks, it brings up actually glass, and it's just one of those things that paddocks are notorious for. They either bring up stones or building components, really. So she's got that to do down there, and she needs to make sure that she had a few trees down, so that will be cleared for the animals that she does take down, so they've got space. She also needs to make space for smaller animals than horses, so there, because they have different requirements. So she'll be back after she's got that all sorted out. And looking at, so what I've done with these animals, and this is different from what Janine was doing previously, and the reason it's different is because we've got a different set of animals here. With the arena being freed back up, our main herd are going to be in the arena overnight, and they will be in there eating and drinking, and that's where they're going to spend their overnight. At the moment, because the weather is rather inclement outside, I am shutting the roller door to make sure that everybody's inside. There shouldn't be any nonsense because it is a really big space for them. Everybody can keep out of each other's way, and there are actually hay bags on three sides of it. The entrance gate down at this end has a very big whole bale hay bag on the fence, just in case we get into any trouble. And one of the reasons we do that is because it's the hay that keeps everybody nice and warm, the digestion process. So that's great. Our little guy, Sterling, he's in with the Chestnut Mini, and they're in one of the red stalls at the moment, just because I really can't trust the herd dynamics at this precise moment in time. And I honestly have no idea. They were way over at the right-hand side, behind the ICU, in the paddock that was behind the ICU paddock. And it was just a pair of them this morning, and I came back, and there was the bold Miss Delightful out with them. And she can only have shimmied underneath the gate. So anyway, they're all back in their rightful positions. So those two new minis are in together, and then in the barn stall we have the two Zebus and we have Woody. And the reason Woody's in there is he's a very calm animal, and he's not pushy enough for our younger herd of donkeys. So it's quite a nice quiet environment for him in there, and he gets fed in there, and the two cows get fed in there, and then they just munch hay all night and go for a wee snooze. And that seems to work quite nicely for him. But he is out with the herd during the day, and the two cows are also out with the herd during the day. And somebody very kindly said to me that Elvis was in because nobody was letting him eat. Now, Elvis has been a little bit pushy, and I am wondering, and there was plenty of hay bags out, and actually there was one full bag left. So they definitely didn't run out of hay. But I am wondering whether or not he's been a bit pushy and shovey with the herd, and they've decided to give him what's for. Because when I went into the arena this afternoon, he came up and he was definitely telling me he wasn't best pleased about something. So there we have it. But he's eating, he's got shelter, and he's got food and water. I don't know what more a zebu could possibly want. So that's the way they're all situated, and we've obviously got our little cheeky goats in here, and then our turkeys on the other side. So they're all in, all doors are shut, because it's really pretty windy. The other paddock, the two little chickens, they're in, they're locked into the roosting part of the white chicken house, and the rabbit, Mr. Ziggy, he is in, and the two chickens and the turkey are inside. Nick, we were going to try and get the ducks in. The ducks have got absolutely no interest in being inside, and apparently they can cope with it, but not much we can do. part for men, and they've actually kept the water open. It's really funny. The shallow part where they all go in and paddle round about, it's still free-flowing at the moment. The ice is further back, so they're obviously keeping part of that pond open. Little monkeys. Thank you very much for ordering those. Those are lovely. Now, Sharon dogs are still here. They are out, and in fact, somebody said to me, was it my dogs that they could hear barking on the, what do they call that camera that's got the ducks on it? It's not the duck camera. The T10 camera. I don't know what that camera's called, but that's actually sometimes Boom and Mandy. They go way out the back and they sit up at the hill and they have a chit chat with whatever's going on. So they've actually settled in really very nicely. And Justin is feeding them at 6 in the morning and 6 at night time. So they're on to a nice routine, and they seem to be quite enjoying just this. As I was explaining to Justin, they don't really like the cold, wet, windy weather, so they go out, go to the bathroom, and then come back inside, and they lie in the bed, and they can look out the window on the ICU building into the courtyard area, so they're quite comfortable there, and they've settled in really very nicely. I'm sure they're still missing their family, but they've been very well behaved, so that's lovely. Well, she does get grain. She has, today she had a bit of soaked Midland feed and some cow grain, so Elvis, and then she eats that quite nicely, and I find her actually quite inquisitive. Now, I wouldn't say she's overly friendly, but I just put my fist out and she gives me a wee boost in my hand, and then I let her be. She's definitely, Elvis can be quite pushy. She's not at that stage, but I find her quite friendly. She's curious and interested, and you can get a little pat in, and then what I'm doing with her is I just pat her and then move on, a bit like Janine does. We just pat her, so it's not a pressurized thing, and she seems to accept that very nicely. So, what do you mean it's snowing big time? I don't know when or if Sharon's dogs will be leaving. We're taking that just as it comes, so that's just fine. And this afternoon, Kate and I were on Meredith getting everybody situated, because we do have some pretty unpleasant weather. So we've got a good amount of hay bags out with everybody. We've got Chester and Sunshine in the stalls with a bit of extra hay, just in case anybody gets chilly. And we've got our water heaters going in the outside paddocks. The first water heater that Kate put in this morning to make sure it was working really did not work. So we're down to another 2 or 3 that we can try. So we're hoping that the next one that I left, I did my chores and she was still there, so she was putting in the backup to the backup, and so we're hoping that backup one works and keeps the water free-flowing. Somebody donated us a tremendous number, and I know this sounds a bit silly, of bucket cozies. So the big 5-gallon buckets that we use for water. There's these great, the padding's like this thick, and it just, you Velcro it round. It's a bucket cozy, I mean, seriously. And I looked at these during the summer, and I said, Kate, will we ever use these? And she's like, I really don't think so. And I was like, right. So we were actually going to donate them to another organisation, another horse rescue organisation. And we didn't get round to it, purely because we put them in a tack trunk and shut the lid, and then we put things on top of the lid. And then when we realised that we weren't 100% confident that the water heater was going to work, we were like, look, we have bucket cozies. So So now all of a sudden, something that we were very blasé about, we're like, yeah, whoever uses these, us. So we're giving them a shot to see if they keep our water free flowing, and because that's something that's actually quite useful to have as a backup. So they are there, ready to go. So that's exciting. And fortunately, Pam and Cindy and Coral get there about 7:30 on the morning shift. So if there is any problems with the water, they can get it free flowing and going nice and well, because we don't like anybody to dehydrate. That's a given. Snowfall. Thank you, everyone. That's wonderful. Can't see anything but snow on the yard cam. This is getting worse. No. Well, thank goodness I got all the evening chores done before mail chat, because I was a bit worried about bringing the new minis in the dark, because they were way back up in the hill, and I thought that would not be fun in the dark. So that's wonderful. You can't see anything on the camera. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie Pete. I'm going to go way back up the hill and get my dogs fed, and Carlene's away over with Gwen, and I'm sure they're going to be having dinner, which is lovely. And Janine's working hard down in South Carolina, and I think that what she's going to do is she will show you progress in a mail chat sometime next week, so you can see the setup and the arrangement she has for the animals coming down, and that just gives you an idea of where they'll be living and based when she does outreach down in South Carolina. So there you are. I'm going to remember to turn the heater off. I've switched off. I need to go through my checklist. I've switched all the water off and drained the hoses. I've turned all the lights off down there. I'm going to turn that off, and then we're good to go. So have a wonderful night, everybody, and we might see you tomorrow if we're not slippery sliding everywhere. Oh.